Hello everyone, welcome to the Red Men TV here on this wonderful Friday afternoon. Hope all is well wherever you are. I'm Steve Hall, going to go through some of the latest Liverpool news, mainly the stuff from Jurgen Klopp's press conference ahead of the clash against Tottenham Hotspur tomorrow afternoon. We've got a little bit of transfer stuff as well, so yeah, if you're watching along live, do use the live chat, get your comments and bring some of those up on screen as well as our Red Men Plus legends. Head on over to the Discord, have your say, and we'll read those out too. Straight away then, let's start with the transfer news before we do get to the the fitness news ahead of the Tottenham clash. Bear with me on this one, I'm not going to bring it up on screen because, I'll be honest, the Daily Mail and other websites are horrendously chock full of adverts. But there's a report from Sport Bild, which has been translated by everyone, saying that Liverpool are interested in Borussia Dortmund star Donyell Malen, reportedly available for around £52 million. He's under contract until 2026. But yeah, apparently Liverpool are long-term admirers of the Dutch international winger and they could make a move. 24-year-old has enjoyed a strong start to his season in Germany, 4 goals and 2 assists in his 7 outings. I can bring those stats up from Transfermarkt right now to see how he's getting on. So yeah, he's played 5 Bundesliga games with 3 goals in them as well. A couple of cup games where he's got a goal and a couple of assists. So yeah, 7 games with 4 goals and 2 assists for Donyell Malen. And again, according to a report from Sport Bild, he has been eyed by Liverpool for a future signing. Now, whether that means for the January or for the summer, my guess is it's probably for the summer. Looking ahead, again, there was some reports out there doing the whole Lincoln, Mo Salah, his future, and Liverpool maybe needing a replacement. Again, that may be a bit far-fetched. The fact that, again, he can play right wing or play up front as well. He's done a little bit of both at Dortmund. He's also got a bit of experience, playing on the left-hand side as well. So yeah, Joseph asks there, does he play on the right wing? Predominantly, mate, yes, he does. He's played 5 games as a right winger for Dortmund this season with 4 goals and 2 assists. He's also had 1 goal up front. But in his past career, he has also done a bit more of the forward stuff, whether that was at Dortmund or when he was a PSV. Obviously came through at Arsenal. I think he came through at actually, I think it's doing around. He's done a little bit for Arsenal as well as a youngster, so he's been playing all kinds of been all over Europe. But yeah, he very much is a right winger who can play up front, so versatile forward, and we know how Liverpool like those. So yeah, according to the report, obviously Jurgen Klopp has been long interested in the Dutch international even before he joined Dortmund from PSV back in 2021. Yeah, and Sport Bild say that the interest grows in Malen. He could provide a good backup option to Mohamed Salah or even come in and become his long-term successor in the future. However, because his Dortmund contract is until 2026, it would take at least £52 million to get the player. So, again, very early stages of a transfer rumour. Listen, we're in September. The winter window opens in January. The summer is miles away. But maybe it is just a name to keep an eye on. It looks like Liverpool are interested in Malen. Looks like a good player. Again, I'm talking about like Salah replacements. There's no such thing as a Salah replacement. If Liverpool do lose Mo Salah at some point, they're going to have to just strengthen the whole team and try and get someone who can play right wing. But what I would say is that in terms of like if Malen goes on to have the season that it looks like he's about to have in terms of the statistics at least, it very much could be one of those where it's worth keeping an eye on, because Liverpool do like to sign players on that upward trajectory, and it looks like he might be on that, so it's worth keeping an eye on. Like guys, if any of you guys got any thoughts on any of the stories we bring up, then do let me know. Lord Revelia says let's bring in Jadon Sancho from Man United. There's a can of worms happening there, isn't it, United and stuff, so we'll find out how that one goes. But yeah, it's an interesting one to say the least. Let's have a little look how that one pans out. Let's have a little look. Shetty says, have you seen the player reaction rate? Have you seen the player rating reactions? Yeah, obviously on the Liverpool. I was watching that before, actually. I'm not a FIFA player or an EFC, whatever you call it, player. But yeah, it looks like it looks like some of the players weren't too happy with it. I was watching it before, actually. I haven't got round to watching the end of it yet because I come to speak to you guys, but yeah, I have seen a little bit of it. Going back to the Salah thing, then Marley says, if we lose Salah, we need Gnabry or Rodrigo. Anyone else can't compete yet. And again, they're not easy players to get, are they? They're very, very good players, but they're not easy players to get. So we'll keep an eye pan out how that one pans out. But it doesn't look like it doesn't. feel yet that we need to be in a world where we get a Mo Salah replacement just yet, but it might be worth keeping an eye on later down the line where he gets up to. Right then, let's move on. Rory Gillen says, any Andre news, Steve, mate? I know we were interested in the drummer, in the Dumb and Dumber, no, in the summer. I think they drew the other day, figuring, listen, there's no new reports on Andreas, my mate. It just feels like it's wait and see kind of thing. There's thought that they could do something in January, whether the squad allows it to. Would they have to let someone go? Would they facilitate another midfielder? I don't know the answer to that one, mate. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on it for now. But I'll be honest, I don't know too much about it at this point in time, and it's not new coming about anyway. Right then, let's have a little look who else we've got live with us today. I'm going to head on over to the chat. Who's in? Let's have a little look. Scottish Red says, if we're playing the biggest game of the season, name me a first 11 plus 9 subs. Yeah, we'll get onto that now. And I think the point is that basically Liverpool's squad is excellent. That was over on the Discord, by the way. Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about that now. Liverpool have got a fit squad. Well, they haven't got a completely fit squad. A little bit of mixed injury news. So we'll start with the news. Shall we go? Let's go negative first so that we can end on the positive. I always want to try and end on a positive. So the negative news ahead of Liverpool's clash against Tottenham tomorrow afternoon is that Stefan Bajcetic is unavailable to take his place in Liverpool's squad for the game. According to Jurgen Klopp, he says, Stefan had a little setback, a tiny little calf issue. That's how it is when you've had 6 months out. You can expect these kind of things. We've made a very specific plan, so we've had to take him out for a little bit. So yeah, Stefan Bajcetic obviously played right back against Lask, came on and did a little bit of right back against Leicester City. He's apparently picked up a little bit of a calf issue, so he will not be part of Liverpool's squad tomorrow. Now, Stefan wouldn't have been in the team, the first 11 anyway, I'm almost certain of that. Probably would have found himself on the bench. For right now, touch wood, considering Liverpool's options, who we've got fit and available, I don't think it's the end of the world in terms of just getting a result at Spurs. This one won't define that. Obviously, it's disappointing for Stefan Bajcetic. I think he would have had his eye more on the Union game on Thursday in the Europa League. Feels like that could be in doubt now. These kind of things can happen, like Jurgen said. When someone doesn't play, he hasn't played since the spring, really, comes back, has a game, comes off the bench against Leicester. He's obviously felt something after the Leicester game, which again, young players coming off a big injury layoff, these things can kind of happen. So yeah, there's no Stefan Bajcetic for the game against Tottenham. So Liverpool, if they're looking to start an actual DM in DM and not McAllister, which I think they probably will do, then Endo is the only real option there available. Stefan Bajcetic not fit to play the game at, I nearly said White Hart Lane then. It's not White Hart Lane anymore, is it? It's the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I think Tottenham needs a better name for that, but that's where they're at for now. Right then, let's move on to probably definitely the positive injury news. According to a report from the Paul Gorst, Trent Alexander-Arnold resumed training yesterday. Since then, Jurgen Klopp has now confirmed, Trent has trained normal yesterday, he'll train normal today, and it looks like he will be in the squad for the game tomorrow. So big news for Liverpool. Their vice captain is back, and it goes back to Scottish Red's comment in the Discord before. Liverpool's best 11 contains Trent Alexander-Arnold, and all being well, touch wood, that he gets through the training sessions that Liverpool have got planned today. Trent is expected to be fit and available and back straight into Liverpool's team at the weekend. Ironically, I'll say it ironically, interesting. Storm in a teacup. One of our users there on the YouTube says, I hope Gomez starts with Trent off the bench. Who else? And then I've got a comment here from Chet says, I feel Gomez should start against Spurs. He's been defensively sound and not strain Trent, as it's going to be a long season. Now, Gomez himself missed the Leicester game with a little issue, but apparently he's fine, so it's an interesting one. Derek says, hang on, we've done well without him. Yeah, we have to. Yeah, it's not unfair to say. Joe Gomez has been, well, he struggled against Wolves. He was much better against West Ham. But yeah, you are right. Listen, Liverpool haven't, well, they were good with him and they were good without him. They've been good all over. But still, I think, Trent's in Liverpool's best 11. I'm not having anyone disagree. I mean, you might disagree, and fair enough. If he's fully fit and ready to go, then for me, walk straight back into the team. Like I say, if you're worried about looking after him, like the comment was before, about you don't want to strain him over a long season, I understand that. But my guess with Trent is that if if we had to play a Champions League semi-final in midweek just gone, Trent probably would have played. The fact that it was a League Cup, Carabao Cup game probably led to Liverpool keeping him out down on the bench just a little bit longer. So I don't think there's too much in terms of the fitness and the injury stuff. So I think he's probably going to go straight back in. And I do understand. I actually think Gomez has done well, and there is an argument. Now, we don't really know who's going to be playing left wing for Tottenham at the moment. Obviously, Brennan Johnson went off with a hamstring injury. Maybe they've got a few options. If Kulusevski plays on the right and say Son stays up front, you're looking at, there's an option of Richarlison. There's an option of Solomon maybe. So Tottenham are, it depends what Liverpool think what they need in terms of their defensive options over there. My guess is Son starts up front. I think yeah, for me, let me know if you guys disagree or agree. I think Trent goes straight back in, and I think it is good news actually. I've got a feeling, I spoke to Flav from the Fighting Cock podcast over on Red Men Plus earlier today, and he did say Spurs do play, he expects Ange Postecoglou's Tottenham to maintain playing a high line and leave space in behind. If that's the case, and I think it probably will be, I would like Trent on the pitch. I'd have him starting with Darwin Núñez up front and try and get in behind that Spurs defence. Van de Ven's been good and Romero's been decent so far this season, but they've proven that he can be got at a little bit, especially, again, if they do play a high line. So for me, Trent on the ball could be a huge, huge factor in this game if Liverpool do go a little bit more direct, which I expect that they probably will do. I don't think Tottenham will. I think Tottenham will try and play on the floor and play through Liverpool. I think I wouldn't be shocked if Liverpool, on occasions, try and get in behind Spurs early and often, and therefore Trent is the best player in terms of the passing. Going back to that EA rating before, I know Trent got a very high passing rating on that. So for me, Trent, for that reason alone. Worries about defensively, I get it. But I think the pros outweigh the cons. Let's have a little look. Rory says, I think if Trent is fit and ready, then he starts for me. But Gomez has played well, though, showing the form he had in the title-winning season. Gomez, for me, I think he had a good couple of games centre-back. And then I don't think he played particularly well right-back against Wolves. But then I thought he was very good against West Ham. Kind of the Joe Gomez experience of it, a little bit ups and downs. But he's having a much better season than he had started last season. I remember there was a couple of games last year where he just looked like completely drained of confidence. And you think back to Napoli in their first Champions League game, which was about 12 months ago. He looked completely bereft of confidence. So it's nice to see Joe Gomez back, hopefully fit and fine. I think he's expected to be part of the squad, but yeah, I still think Trent, especially Derek says here, Son's coming back into form. We need someone speedy to watch him. Son plays centre forward now. There's no Harry Kane anymore. Son's Tottenham's centre forward. Now, of course, he can drift about. But if you've got Robertson, Van Dijk and Konate, and Trent's not slow, none of those, I don't think anyone really is catching Son in a foot race. Maybe Konate, maybe a fully fit Gomez perhaps. But I see your point, but I think the pros outweigh the cons with Trent Alexander-Arnold. Dana says, if Spurs do want to play a high line, they should be worried about Diaz and definitely Núñez with that pace. And that's kind of my point. I completely agree, Dana, is that get Trent, get him pinging the ball over the top, get these lads running onto it. And I don't mean play long ball, but I think you can be a bit more direct, the big switches of play. I think Tottenham will try and play through Liverpool. I think they are there to be counter-attacked on. And I think they definitely will leave space in behind. And listen, Trent's the vice captain, and he's in Liverpool's best team. So it's great for me. It's absolutely great news that he's fit and available. And fingers crossed, he gets through the game and Liverpool can win it. But yeah, interesting one. Again, I do feel a little bit sorry going back to the Bajcetic stuff. Not so much, again, the Spurs game, I don't think we'd have seen much of Stefan Bajcetic against Tottenham. I don't think there's a scenario really, unless there were a couple of injuries where Stefan got on the pitch. If Liverpool were looking for something at right back, they'd probably have Gomez as Trent's replacement. If they want to do something in midfield, it's probably Endo before it's Bajcetic. But I think it's a shame looking ahead to Thursday night against Union. Of course, then I think Bajcetic probably would have started that one. Again, whether it was as a midfielder or as this inverted right back. So that's a shame. Again, Jurgen said it's only minor, so maybe he gets himself back fit for that one, but never nice when someone's out injured. But like I say, hopefully Jurgen, as he said himself, it's a very small injury, something very small, he said, so not too much, but I would have liked to have seen him get a game on Thursday. We'll wait and see on that one. Keel says, would you not prefer Gomez centre-back instead of Konate? No, not for me. I think Ibu has to play. I went to Spurs away last year, actually. I think I was like on the first row, the away end, and I was pitch side, obviously, and I thought Konate was exceptional there. Ibu's better than Gomez as centre-back. That isn't a question for me. So as long as Konate's 100%, he has, he's been in and out the team again with injury. He played a lot of football in midweek, but I think he should be ready to go again. So no, for me, I do think for me it's Ibu. We answered a lot of these questions, by the way, guys. Once I'm finished on here, if you want to go and check out the match preview show, I had Sam and I had Lewis in the studio. We had a big conversation about this game in more detail. At that time, we haven't actually seen the press conference. So the news is basically what we thought it was going to be. Trent is available. Unfortunately, however, though, Stefan Bajcetic isn't. Right then, guys, going to start wrapping up the show there, the news show there. That is it. Let me know your thoughts. If you're not watching this live, let me know your thoughts on Daniel Malen in the comment section below. Let me know your score predictions for Liverpool's clash against Tottenham. And like I said, if you want some more amazing content on this very channel right now, the match preview is available. A 35 minutes or so, having a big old chat about Liverpool's trip to Tottenham. In terms of that game itself, very, very quickly, Paul and Chris are back in studio for the watch along. So yeah, come and join them from 4:15 for the build-up show, and then from 5:15 for the actual watch along itself here on the YouTube channel. So yeah, thanks very much for joining me for this one. Make sure you check out the amazing content in and around the Tottenham game. Let's hope for 3 points from it. I'll see you all later.
Hey, thank you so much for checking out the content today. If you want to get your name in and amongst these wonderful people, then head to redmenplus.com. Join as a Legend tier subscriber. You're going to get free merchandise codes. You're going to get in our Discord, and you're going to get your name at the end of YouTube videos. Yes, redmenplus.com, Legend tier status.